Good evening. Welcome all of you to this Savitri summarization. So here in this process of Savitri summarization, we are going to take a great topic that is on the world of falsehood, the mother of evil, and the sons of darkness. Book 2, Canto 8. It is, of course, a significantly a small canto, but actually it signifies in a big way, in a big negative way. So we are going to take on the topic book 2 canto 8 book 2 canto 8 of Savitri. In this process of Savitri summarization, the world of falsehood, the mother of evil, and the sons of darkness. As it is indicating, you just know everything is only evil, falsehood, and darkness. So this is the great contrariety we can find, great negation we can find here in this topic. Little by little, of course, in brief, this is as per this name, we can be able to understand. This is only a summarization. The gist, in short, we are going to take up this topic. The world of falsehood, the mother of evil, and the sons of darkness. There, Sri Aurobindo starts. Let us quote few quotations, lines from Sri Aurobindo's original writing. Then could he see the sudden heart of night? It begins with night, and inside something you can find. Hidden heart of night. Then could he see the hidden heart of night, the labor of its stark unconsciousness, again, stark unconsciousness, hidden heart of night, revealed the endless terrible inane. So just imagine how that topic, the canto will be, that chapter will be. A spiritless blank infinity was there, a nature that denied the eternal truth. So again, after little time, we can evil and pain begot a monstrous soul, engendering a brute principle of life. Evil and good begot a monstrous soul. The anarchs of the formless depths arose, great titan beings and demoniac powers. Everything is visible there itself. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, we can find a shadow substance into emptiness came. A shadow substance into the emptiness came. Dim forms were born in the unthinking void, and eddies met and made an advert space. Everything is there. See, unthinking void, emptiness, advert space, in whose black holes being imagined hell. Just forget about the heaven. You just imagined hell in whose black folds. His eyes, piercing the triple plated gloom, identified their sight with its blank stare. So you will go little bit ahead. It was a gate of a false infinity. This realm where we are really moving here, here in the course, it was a gate of false infinity, an eternity of disastrous absolutes. Eternity of disastrous absolute. Eternity continuing, it was there, just continuation was there here, and of course we don't know how long it will go. An immense negation of spiritual things, all one self luminous in the spirit space, turned now into their own dark contraries. Once upon a time, all was self-luminous in the spirit space. Now, turned to to its own dark contraries, being collapsed into a pointless void, and at the zero parent of the worlds. Inconscience swallowing of the cosmic mind. Everything. Just imagine how that realm will be, how it will be. There is a disastrous bliss into black comma fallen, insensible. Then we can find thoughts at a pistis of perversity on her black tripod of the triune snake. So reading by opposite signs the eternal script. Again, there we can find torture was the formula of delight, pain mimicked the celestial ecstasy. They are good, a faithless gardener of time. Just imagine how can we be able to sum up the figure, sum up this subject within our own normal vision and a normal awakening. Just imagine how the disastrous absolute fallen state you can imagine. He saw a shapes illimitable and vague, sitting on death who swallows all things born. Sitting on death who swallows all things born. A chill fixed face with dire and motionless eyes, her dreadful trident in her shadowy heart, outstretched, she pierced all creatures with one fate. So this is the realm, this is the description initially we have quoted. Right now we can find how disastrous, how terrible intent will be there, this region will be there, and the Sri Aurobindo, of course, in the name of Asupati, his faces how it is. Asopati beholds the hidden core of night. Beholds the hidden core of night. It is a, Sri Aurobindo describes it, hidden core of night. It is a spiritless blank infinity, a nature denying truth and waiting to abolish God. This is the great description. Spiritless blank infinity, a nature denying the truth, wanting to abolish God. This is the great description. There is no light, no divine soul here. Evil and pain, only busy erecting their own world. Titans, demons, you can find again, and the rest of the nether host come into their own, and the veritable hell you can find. So everything is evil, pain, titan, demons, hell, veritable hell appear here. Spiritless blank infinity, nature denying truth, waiting to abolish God. So these are the no light, no divine soul. This is the condition, this is the precarious phase of this discussions initially we find. And in the very outset we can see it. Second, next we will see. Asopati's gaze pierces through the heavy gloom and obscurities of the realm of these dark contraries. He could be able to pierce his vision through this dark contraries and woods heavy gloom. Non-being, you can see, inconscience, and everything he is finding. Dark contraries, non-being, and inconsciences he can find. Here, suffering is the daily food of nature. Just imagine how this terrible intent is there. Terrible video. Torture yields delight. Good produces evil. So this is the real position. An illimitable and an vague, some smothering, basing itself on the all-swallowing death dominates everywhere. All-swallowing death. Death is everywhere. Death, pain, suffering. This is the cause and this is the reason of the existence here, and this is actually creating not, you can, nobody can imagine heaven. It is only the call of the, it is the only vision of the hell. Of course this is hell. Again Sri Aurobindo goes one step forward. Time was when there was nothing else except the soulless matter. Soulless matter. Then came life. Again we can find then came life. That void striving to create a way for the spirit to be. This void which creates, there came, nothing was there, only soulless matter. Then later life came in, and that life into that void striving to create a way for the spirit to be, wait for the spirit. Life came, and there was a void striving to create a spirit. But the response of the night, you can find, response of night was so different, very different. A vast non-being, a nescience came to life and occupied the earth. Vast non-being, a nescience came to the life and occupied the earth with a huge body of doom. You can find only doom, non-being, nescience. Anyway, death, pain, and falsehood, three things. Death, pain, and falsehood emerged, vibrating and deforming the original design of the creation. Original design, which actually we know a hidden Ananda is at the root of things, now it is actually occupied terribly by death, pain, and the falsehood. So the truth light was put behind. Truth light was put behind antagonist energy, usurped the place of the eternal mother. So we can find the deformation, the diminution of life. We can find the failure, cause of failure here. Actually, this is, nobody knows how it is going on, and Asopati trying to tear up to know the reason of his, the real reason behind the failure and how it is really happening. This antagonist pushes backwards in the human aspiration. Some human aspiration is there, and of course this antagonist pushes backward, and the will to advance and grow tries to keep man ever at the animal level. Aspiration is actually we can see aspiration is pushed backward, so that actually nothing, no way human can be able to, only he is confined to the animal level. He can't be able to free himself and go out towards the divinity. All the same, the divine spirit grows in man through this enemy is ever on the prowl, wanting to smother the new birth. Everything is there, still the divine spirit it is trying to grow, and of course grows. She uses all the means of fascination and joy for her nefarious purpose. Everything is there, turning away from the God and the light that is there. Life is like this. See, in face life and in face life, misguides mind and uses doubt to slay faith and brings about the virtual banishment of God. This is what everything is done in all the ways, even to stop man from his Godward approach, Godward progress, Godward journey, Godward exploration. Then we find, thus is brought the inner death and that explanation of the divine element we can see. Let us first you try to quote couple of lines from Savitri, how Sri Aurobindo in his original lines as describing the scenario. Then life could first touch the insensible abyss, awaking the stark void to hope and grief. Her pallid beam smote the unfathomed night in which God hid himself from his own view. Tried, it is tried. Then again, we can see a seed was in that nether matrix cast only. A seed was in that nether matrix cast, a dumb, unprobed husk of perverted truth, a cell upon insentient infinity. So, again, a monstrous birth prepared its cosmic form in nature's titan embryo, ignorance. So, we can go a little bit. The spirit's bliss was changed into the cosmic pain. The spirit's bliss was changed into the cosmic pain. We can find some good lines here. A seeking mind replaced the seeing soul. Life grew into a huge and hungry death. The spirit's bliss was changed to the cosmic pain. Again we can find beautifully. Thus was the antagonist energy born. Just now we were reading. Thus was the antagonist, dire antagonist energy is born, who mimes the eternal mother's mighty shape and mocks her luminous infinity with a great distorted silhouette in the night. So there is jeer, there is of course we can find mocking, we can find thus everything is there, arresting the passion of the climbing soul. She forced on life the slow and the faltering place. The soul was trying to pace forward, pace fast, but actually it is trying to falter it and of course stop the Godward move, and it is slowing down. Then actually the here in the quotes, the gods see not and man is impotent. The gods see not and man is impotent, oppressing the God spark within the soul. She forces back to the beast the human fall up to the beast level. You know, man is a connecting link between the demigod and beast. From the beast and the beasthood, it he has prepared and he has crossed many births, many centuries have gone, but actually it is his forced back to this animality, to this beast level. Again, she kills her victim with his own delight. She kills her victim with his own delight. Even good she makes a hook to drag to hell. For her, the world runs in up to its agony. You can see here, an adversary governs the heart and the brain. The mortal perishes to God and the light, and in nature hostile to the mother force. This is actually we can find the great thing. Sure, in the again course that is still perilous, still fearful, still dangerous. In ruin ends the epic of a soul. This is the tragedy of the inner death. When forfeited is the divine element, only a mind and a body live to die. In ruin ends the epic of a soul. This is the tragedy of the inner death. When forfeited is the divine element. When forfeited, it is there inside you. Inner divinity is the eternal avatar in man. You possess divinity, man everything possess. But when forfeited is the divine element, only a mind and body live to die. Then here in the course, for terrible agencies the spirit allows, and there are subtle and enormous powers. Subtle and enormous powers. Offsprings of gulfs, agents of the shadowy force, haters of light, intolerant of peace, aping to the thought and the shining fence and the guide. So opposing in the heart the eternal will. So they veil the occult uplifting harmonist. His wisdom's oracles are made our bonds. So this is checked, stopped. Of course, it is blocked. Against here in the course, a yoke is laid upon the world's dim heart. A yoke is laid upon the world's deep heart. Nature they fill with evil's advocate, institute, the sons of darkness you find. Turn to defeat the victories of truth, proclaim the as falsehoods the eternal laws. So they have that ruining power. They have got that adverse power. They are the adverse elements they are doing. Proclaiming as falsehood the eternal laws and load the dice of doom with wizard lies. Everything they try to corrupt, they try to bring everything down. Again, we can, after some time, we can feel their greatness and of course how they really, the sons of darkness and all, they how they work. As in a studio of creative death, studio of the creative death, these giant children, giant sons of darkness sit and plan. When there is a day studio, naturally some people will be there planning for this and they will be acting and they will be preparing something. Yeah, as in a studio here also same thing. As in a studio of creative the death, who are they? The giant sons of darkness sit and plan. What? The drama of the earth and its tragic stage. No comedy is there. Tragic stage. All who would raise this fallen world, all who would raise this fallen world must come under the dangerous arcades of their power. For not even the ordinary man, ordinary soul, for even the radiant children of the gods to darken their privilege each and dreadful light, none can reach heaven who has not passed through hell. So let us quote. We have seen none can reach heaven if he does not pass through hell. Finally, we have seen Yudhishthira had to go and he had to push his finger inside the hell. We see. Again, there is actually comparatively good descriptions are there. The creative spirit again. The creative spirit allows these agencies full scope to play out their possibilities. Their possibilities, this creative spirit allows them. And under the cover of the ignorance, these powers act against the light, peace, and the truth. Three things. They act against the light, peace, and capital P, all the capital letters truth also. They shut out the divine grace. It is not working. They shut out the divine grace by their own formations. It is not also working. They interfere with the workings of the God. That is another time. Working of the God, and with that they are interfering everywhere. And always these dark adventurers seem to win. We have seen the great thing. Always the dark adventurers seem to win. They have occupied all the positions of vantage and claim to be sole ruler of the minds and hearts of men. Occupied the positions of a vantage and claim the sole ruler of the man's minds, hearts of men. They are allowed in their play to because they are very resistance and opposition. They serve the cosmic purpose. Their home is black night, is the black night from where they are scheme and work out the inescapable domain of earth. So this is their work. They block, they claim, they take possession, and of course they opposite the cosmic purpose. Black night is their hold. Things are there. All the contrariety they are preparing for the downfall of the soul. And against Europe in the course, Ashwapati decides to sound the depths of this hell, sound the depths of this hell, and enters into the dark and the terrible realm. Nobody just imagine. Nobody will be prepared to go inside the pit into the hell. But our Lord has decided. Ashwapati decided to enter into the dark and the terrible realm where evil and misery are the natural climate, and bliss is unknown. Bliss is unknown, evil and the torture, that natural, we can evil and misery, that is the natural climate. We packed with this is the climate, natural climate is evil and treachery. Bliss is unknown, and of course happiness is tabooed. Torture is a festival, and tranquility we can find is a bore. And then suffering is the earth's spice. Pitiless power is worshipped, and hate is actually archangel of that realm. You can find just hate, archangel, tranquility, suffering. Happiness is banned, taboo. Then you can find the climate is packed with evil and misery. So this is the that's what nobody will be interested to go, but actually Ashwapati tries to pierce and see what really is happening there. Even the inanimate object exude these all passions and afflict these users. Then against here in the course, the anguish of the environment opens out the breast of Ashwapati. He is actually a little bit actually moved. He is finding what is there. His ears are filled with the clamors of the pain. Only pain, his ears are listening. Anguish opens the breast of anguish. You can breast is facing the anguish. He traverses the passages of the doom. That doom you can find across the many dangers of the misguidance, treachery, and death. Another three: misguidance, treachery, and death. These are the dangers across which the doom is passing, and he passes up. He bears the tremendous assault of hell, again, tremendous passage, assault of the hell, and drinks her poison as drinks. Poison also, see, like Nilakanta Shiva, who after this Sagar Manthan, who take the poison, like this, he is taking the drinking of the poison. All the whiles he keeps alive the flame in his heart. Still, then he knows he keeps the statue awakening the flame of the spirit in the heart. Even when keep alive the flame of his spirit, even when thought, sense, and all fails, his soul sees, and the soul still have power. Soul sees and have the power. She feels and knows. So thus, sounding the mystery of the infinitesimal and the inconscient, he arrives ultimately the very heart of the dark gulf. So siege feels, assaults, combats, of course, pierces into and reaches the dark gulfs from where the creation has emerged. Here he discovers by the sheer identity the presence of the wisdom and will. Presence of the wisdom and evil, he finds that behind all the veils of the nature. Here he sees the key to all changes. Key of the change, he can find the key of all changes. In this luminous vision, he sees the invisible hand of the spirit. Invisible hand of the spirit finds riches, creations found, he finds where this is actually arousing everything, find his change, he finds the key of nature's change. As luminous vision of also see the invisible hand of the spirit, they are working there, laid upon the error and the pain, which turns into the ecstasy. Error and the pain which turns to ecstasy at the touch. He sees clearly that the night is only the veil of the eternal. Very interesting. Night is only the veil of the eternal. Death a process of life. Destruction a rapid step for creation. And hell is a shortcut to the gate of heaven. This is a beautiful observation in his exploration adventures here in the seas, the Ashwapati sees. He sees clearly that a night is only a veil of the eternal. Death is the process of life. Destruction a rapid step of creation. Hell the shortcut to the gates of heaven. So this can be able, he can see clearly in his own naked vision. So let us quote few lines from Savitri. These are the great lines already we have seen, we have read it in a beautiful way. And after reading, none can reach upon if he has not passed through hell. He entered into the dumb, despairing night, challenging the darkness with his luminous soul. Its soul had the power. He, with the power of the soul, he challenged the darkness. Again, alarming with his steps the threshold groom, he came into a fierce and a dolorous realm peopled by souls who never had tasted bliss. So soul and people who had never tasted bliss, ignorant like men, known, born blind who know not light, because the real light is actually the soul that is inside, but actually people unaware of. They could equate worst ill with the highest good. Virtue was to their eyes a face of sin, and evil and misery their own natural state. They are accustomed, they are acquainted, they are so they dire administration's penal code making of grief and pain the common law. It is bound, you have to take and you have to accept and you have to mean. And then torture into, he has changed life to a stoic sacrament, changed life into a stoic sacrament, and a torture into the daily festival. Act was passed to chastise happiness, laughter and pleasure were banned as a deadly sin. Just imagine how dangerous realm you can see. A questionless mind was ranked as white content, questionless mind as wise content. Death came, but neither respite gave nor end. Sleep was not there, torpor was the soul rest. Always the soul lived on and suffered more. Soul lived on and suffered no more because there was nothing helpful here. Again, we can go a little bit ahead and see. Breathe a burden and all hope a scourge. The body a field of torment, a masked unease. Repose was a waiting between pang and pang. This was the law of things none dreamed to change. Again, we can see, we can go a little bit forward. So, during the course about the position of the religion in that space. These were the threads of the dark spider's web. These were the threads of the dark spider's web in which the soul was caught. In the darkness, the spider actually spreads its web so that this moth will come and they will be caught there, and this spider will eat them up. Here also same thing, same way and the same manner we are also facing, in which in there were the threads of the dark spider's web in which the soul was caught, quivering and wrapped. This was a religion, this was nature's rule. So again we can go little bit forward, and from each window peered an ominous priest chanting tediums for slaughters crowding grace. So we are going that band bombshells. You can see some, they sing, our enemies are fallen, are fallen, are fallen. Our enemies are fallen. All who once stayed our will are smitten and dead. How great we are, and how merciful art thou. So this is the slogan. This is the thing they keep rising. They keep chanting in a very great way, very proud way. They don't know what really it is. It was a world of sorrow and hate. It was a world of sorrow and of hate, sorrow with hatred for its lonely joy. Sorrow and hate, sorrow with hatred for its lonely joy, hatred with other sorrow as it fits. So again we can hate. Hate was the black archangel of that realm. Of that realm, hate was the black archangel. It glowed, a somber jewel in the heart, burning the soul with with its malignant ray. Soul is suffering. Everything is actually in a predetermined way done by the evil forces. So, an evil environment worsened evil souls. An evil environment worsened evil souls. All things were conscious there and all perverse. In that infernal realm, he dared to press even into its deepest pit and darkest core. He wanted to be pushed inside and see the cause of failure and the real cause, what really is happening there. Again, we can find in night he plunged to know her dreadful heart. In night, nobody will dare also, but Aswapati has done, our Lord has done. In night he plunged to know her dreadful heart. In hell he sought the root and cause of hell. In anguished gulfs opened in his own breast, he listened to clamors of its crowded pain. The heartbeats of its fatal loneliness he could be able to know and heal. He heard the goblin voice that guides to say, and faced the enchantments of the demon's sign, and traversed the ambush of the opponent's sake. Still, they just imagine with the power of the spirit, with the awakening of the soul, what really Aswapati is doing for us. And the death's black eagles screamed to pacify and made the hounds of Baal who haunt men's hearts. Again, he drank her poison draughts till none was left. In a world where neither hope nor joy could come, the ordeal he suffered of evil's absolute realm. Again, he treasured between his hands his flickering soul, his being ventured into mindless void. Again, we can see he felt the curious small futility of a creation of material things, something near to the dumb beginning of lost self. Something is there he is facing. There, waiting its hour, the future lay unknown. There is the record of the vanished stars. There is the slumber of the cosmic wheel. He saw the secret key of nature's change. Before some time we can find. He saw the secret key of nature's change. A light was with him, and an invisible hand was laid upon the error and the pain till it became a quivering ecstasy. The shock of sweetness of an arm's embrace we can find. So this is the thing. He saw in night the eternal shadowy veil. Beautiful. The great description is there. You can see he saw in night the eternal shadowy veil. This was his quest, and this was the reply to his quest. He could be able to know what is the reason. That reasoning, that finding is there. He saw in night eternal shadowy veil, knew death for a seller of the house of life. In destruction felt creation's hasty pace, knew loss as the price of a celestial gain, and hell as a shortcut to heaven's gates. Find it is there. Through it, everything can be done. As the good has turned to evil, through in evils, there is a hell as a shortcut to the heaven's gate. Then later we can nature expunged her stiff mechanical code and the articles of the bound soul's contract. Falsehood gave back to truth her torture shape. There is a change falls upon the mood. Annulled were the tables of the law of pain, annulled over law of pain, and in their place grew luminous characters. You can see here. And going to the final phase of the life, what we still find. Hell split, infernal gleam died and could slay no more. The hell split across its huge abrupt facade as if a magic building were undone. Night opened and vanished like a gulf of dream. So it is the concluding phase. Immediately we'll go to for the last portion of our soul. The illusion of the nether absolute is dissipated. It is gone. All on earth reveals its the divine significance. Life comes into the open, pure action in the physical embodiment. Hell collapses. Division ceases to be. God is present. Everything seems divine because all the negations at no place they are actually getting eliminated. The soul lights up the conscious body, and the matter and the spirit become the one. So this is the great thing. After the this great discussion we can find, and the only couple of lines we will discuss, we will describe and quote from Savitri to justify the final portion of this discussion. Here in the quotes, night opened and vanished like a gulf of dream, and again into the being's gap scooped the out as empty space in which she had filled the place of an absent God. There poured a wide, intimate, and blissful dawn. There poured a wide, intimate, and blissful dawn. Shield were all things that a time's torn heart had made, and the sorrow could live no more in nature's breast. Division ceased, no division, for God was there. Where God is, there is no division. The soul leads the conscious body with its ray. Conscious body, the soul leads the conscious body with its ray. There will not be any pain, any anguish, any misery, anything, nothing. Because the soul leads the body, but actually conscious body with its ray. Matter and spirit mingled, and we are one. So this is the towards the end. After this great disastrous description, we can find there is a ray of light and there is change, there is transformation. Vande Mataram.